Hi, boys and girls! Hey, you want a perfect example of the fact that people don't like the truth? Well, I made a video 3 days ago. It was on Monday. I had all these broken cameras laying on the table. Just taking them apart. I had a Sony, a Canon, and a Nikon apart. This one right here is the Canon mount. Boom. No flange on the back, only 4 screws. There's some variants on that, but not on the flange. There's a flange on the back which actually locks this into place, including these locking notches so it doesn't turn. And also by changing the geometry of the lens mount, instead of it being a flat disc, the fact that it has a lip in there. Neither one of these mounts I can twist with 2 hands. I mean, literally, I can't. It's a fact. If you don't believe me, try this for yourself. Now, this is about that video. That video got a lot of hits. A lot. I didn't think it would. There's like a lot of people watching that video. A lot. And it's got a lot of hate. Even somebody told me that I actually got a death threat off that video. No lie, I did remove it. What were the exact words of the death threat I got off of that video? They said somebody needs to snuff this MFer and something something. That's what they said about me. Over that video. That video was 100% factual. This mount off the Canon mount can't bend either. Okay. Now this one I'd already had bent, and I bent it with one hand. This is the Sony mount. Okay. 100. If you want to recreate this, you do it your own damn self. You know, you'll find the exact. I don't have muscles. You know, I don't have like any significant arm muscles or anything like that. But I boasted of the fact that I'd already had this thing warped with one hand. Okay. Well, and this sucker did warp really good. And then I was going to bend it completely onto itself off camera. You saw me take it off camera, and then I went like this with my hand. And you saw the whole camera. I was filming with a GoPro. You saw the whole camera and everything jump. It's because when I did it, it snapped right in my hand. It hurt a little bit. But I was just planning on bending it double on itself. So it was only the second time I was bending it, and it snapped like a cracker. And then you heard me cuss a little bit in laughter. I was like, oh my god, you gotta see this. And so look at Canon, Nikon. I can't bend them with 2 hands, okay? This one, not only could I bend with 1 hand, but when I bent it again the second time, it snapped like a cracker into 2 pieces. You know, this is serious. I don't care what you think of me. You know, that video got a lot of hate. It's also got a lot of upvotes on it. But, I mean, that video got a lot of views. I don't know who the hell's viewing it. Maybe some Sony forum or something. But, I mean, it just goes to show you. And I got a death threat. I got a lot of nasty comments off of that. Man, there were some really nasty comments. I mean, like, I'm going to kill you. I got death threat. I think I got 2 death threats. One was quasi-threat. One was definitely a hardcore death threat. Yeah, I'm serious. I got a death. It was just me with the broken cameras laying on the table, showing that, A, I could bend this with 1 hand, which was already bent before I started the video. Okay. No big deal. You want to recreate this? Do it yourself. You get the same results. You know? The inside of this actually almost appears like pot metal. I know it's not pot metal, but it has that very, very dull finish that shows. And look. I don't want to get this near my eyes. I don't have my glasses off. Look how easy this is bending, okay? Look. Look. Look how easy that's bending. I don't want to bend it with 1 hand now because it's got sharp edges. It's like, now you're using 2 hands to bend it. Yeah, but the sharp edges here. You know, see sharp edges? Yeah? Okay. So, let's see what happens, okay? Now, you saw that this was flat before I started this, right? Okay. I don't want to snap off and like a piece that go in my eyeball. Sit, look! 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 Look again! It broke again like pot metal. Jesus Christ, you saw that with your own 2 eyes. You know? Am I making this up? I'm not making this up. It snapped again like pot metal. This is the Sony mount. What do you got to be hating on? You know? It's like, here's a Nikon mount, here's a Canon mount, and here's the Sony mount, which I could bend in 1 hand, and when I went to bend it again, it snap! Broke right in my hand. It's already actually starting to stress right here. Let's see. Well, no, it's actually too short for me to bend it now, but you could see there. You see how crooked that is? It's ready. It's actually already got a crack right there. There ain't no lying. There's no trickery here. I got nothing up my sleeves, obviously. This is where I cut my hand on the cannon, by the way. Cannon bit me. It was bleeding pretty good, too. I was bleeding like a stuck pig, so I was like, you look like a pig, boy. Suey, suey, suey. Whatever. So what you got all the hate for? I only get 2 death threats, 1 definite death threat, and tons of hate. That video got a lot of views. I had no idea that video would get a lot of views. I thought people would get enjoyment. I was like, I'm going to show them a Nikon mount and a Canon mount. Actually, this was the Canon. That was the Nikon. And then the Sony mount. I'm telling you, the inside of this looks like pot metal. Okay? Pot metal. Did I say pot metal? Did I forget to mention pot metal? Let me repeat that again. Pot metal. Oh, you like to repeat yourself a lot. Yeah, this is one time where I want to repeat myself. You say pot metal. What do you got to be hating on? I don't like the truth. You know, you upset me. I am a Sony. Good for you. There's the facts, Jack. You recreate the experiment yourself. You can see I don't really have any muscles, so it's not like I'm laying any hardcore strength on that mount. My question is, why do I gotta get death threats over a very... And I know why. It's human ignorance, of course. It's like, I like Sony, it's Sony, I don't like when you hear stuff like that. You know, you just upset me. I don't like to be upset. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Go die. I mean, that's what it is. It's like it's like you're insulting someone's kid. It's like you invite someone. Ooh, is that your baby? Yeah, that's my baby. It's like, ooh, he's so ugly, boy. He looks like he's gonna grow up to be a serial killer. You know, it's a camera. It's not your kid. You know. He's like, hey, is that your daughter? It's like, yeah. Oh my. No wait, I didn't do it in the George Takei voice. Oh my. You know, it's not your kid. It's a camera. Recreate the experiment yourself, okay? Увидимся. That's Russian for catch you later.